Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to where it is due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chakwadash. Double honors as always to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone who are well and who taught us the truth. Today's lesson will be entitled Signs Before Our Very Eyes. Signs before our very eyes. And as we know, that signs will happen before the return of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Before the return of our Lord and Savior Yahushai, we are going to see signs, and we're going to, see them on an intense pace. And as we get closer and closer to the end, they're only going to escalate, because the Lord is angry with this society. He's angry with this place, and he's fed up and he's done. 2 Ezra 15 verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And the Lord is done, looking upon the society and looking upon, the wickedness and the bullshit that these individuals do. Especially you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you Edomites, man. The Lord's done. It's disgusting, man. And the Lord's fed up. Verse 7. Therefore said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And the elect will complain to Yahweh Shem Yahushai for him to come back to judge this place, to bring about a change, to bring about judgment and destruction upon this place, man, and the wickedness. Because Esau is the ones in rulership right now, but we know that their kingdom is coming to an end, and the beginning of Jacob, of Yaquab, of Yahushai is next up. Not you other nations, Chinese, you Elamites, you Indians, East Indians, you Chinese, you Russians. Y'all not up next. The kingdom of Israel is up next. 2 Ezra 6 and verse 9. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. It's like that was verse 8. This is verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So Esau is the end of this. So Esau is the one who's in rulership. They're the ones in the power seat, as you say. Job 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. It's not wherein who is he and who is the wicked. Esau, Edom. They're the ones in power. They're the ones who put chemtrails in the air, GMOs in the food. They're the ones who put lice shampoo in food. Inside joke, and that's not a joke, man. That's not a joke. They putting lice shampoo, pesticides from that go in lice shampoo to kill lice in food. There's a whole account on social media that goes into the bullshit that they put in the foods and the fruit. Why you putting bullshit and pesticides and detergents in strawberries and blueberries and the apples? Why are you spraying pesticides on the apples? Why are you injecting? Why do we have to differentiate between grass-fed butter and regular butter? Why do we have to differentiate between the two? Because they're the wicked, but to Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because he's bringing an end to this wicked, ungodly society, to these people, man. And you Israelites, again, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you're following right after the Edomites. John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. So you're following right after him, and you're going to be destroyed right with him, man. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And I was reading the NLT, and it said, For you are the children of your father, the devil, and you love to do the evil things he does. So you're following right after him, man. And the Lord is showing signs before our very eyes that we are at the end of this wicked man's kingdom. So we ought not to be joined unto him, or you'll fall right along with him, man. Isaiah 13 and verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. And signs are before our very eyes, man. But you want to continue to bullshit, then you will be destroyed along with them. So 2 Ezra 9 verse 1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And how do we measure the time diligently? With these scriptures, with the words of Yahweh Shemi Yahshai, the prophecies, man. We link up what is going on in society and link it up with biblical prophecy, with scriptures. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, and the Lord is beginning to visit the world. We see it before our very eyes, man. Verse 3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. What do we just see? Major earthquakes past, let's say 3 weeks. I can't get no AI overview. Let's say 7 days. So it says the last 7 days. Look at all these earthquakes, man. All these earthquakes. And I wanted the ones that just happened. Recent major earthquakes in the world. Major 7.2 and 7.5 earthquakes strike Venezuela. 6.9 in Japan. Because when you go to, I ain't gonna do that. World rocked. Look at this one. Look at this. Let's play it. This is from Reddit. It's a minute and 32 seconds.
4 earthquakes in 3 continents struck in less than 12 hours of each other. On June 24th, it started with a 5.6 magnitude that shook Northern California, the biggest earthquake in that region since 1940.
The biggest earthquake in that region since 1940. We're at the end, man.
Then it was Caracas, Venezuela. 2 powerful earthquakes hit within just 39 seconds of each other. First a magnitude 7.2, then a 7.5. This was Venezuela's most powerful earthquake in over a century. Tens of thousands are feared dead. Just 25 minutes later, Japan. A magnitude 6.9 strikes northeastern Japan near Kuji. Scientists and meteorologists.
Today has been an insane day for earthquakes worldwide, and that this was in one day. 8:10 a.m. California 5.6, 3:04 p.m. 7.2 Venezuela, 3:05 p.m. within 29 seconds of each other, man, 7.5 Venezuela, and then 3:30 p.m. 25 minutes later, 6.9 earthquake Japan. 2 Ezra 9 and verse 3, and therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. We're right there, man. What does that mean? Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So the Lord said that these things would happen before the end. The Lord said that I will bring these things upon the world. I will bring plagues upon the world before the end. Let's continue. And this one said, pretty rare earthquake activity tonight on Earth. Both of these things happening within 2 hours of each other. 1 in 1,000 to 1,200 years. So that's how likely it is for this to happen. 1 in 1,200 years. It says a doublet earthquake in Venezuela, 2 quakes of similar magnitude in the exact same spot. A total, I'm trying to read what it said, a totally separate 6.9 plus earthquake somewhere else in Japan.
Point out the coincidence, but they are not connected. Venezuela sits where the Caribbean plate grinds against the South
Something's about to happen, man. Best believe that.
American plate. It's a
Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Yahshua, of course.
separate fault system that has been quietly building pressure for decades. Japan sits directly on the Ring of Fire. Japan alone accounts for roughly 10% of the world's earthquakes every single year, and California is a Mendocino triple junction, where 3 tectonic plates collide. How rare is this occurrence, though?
Look at
The
that.
USGS records roughly 16 major earthquakes, magnitude 7 or above, per year globally. That's about 1 every 3 weeks. But the odds of 4 earthquakes in 3 different regions within a 12-hour window, that is indeed a rare occurrence, maybe a once-in-a-century or once-in-several-centuries event.
And they said that's once in a century, once in several centuries event. No, more is about to happen, man. Everything is about to be intensified. Everything is about to escalate. Everything is about to escalate. Everything is about to intensify and escalate. I was reading the comments. Intensify, escalate, and happen more rapidly and more frequently, man. Back in 2 Ezra 9 and verse 4, verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath the beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, and that's going to be manifested. The end is going to be manifest through signs. It's going to be clear and obvious through signs. And the Lord's men is the one who is telling you, starting with Apostle Sahara on down of GMS. Apostles, bishops, elders, the great millstone on down is warning you of this, man. What is that? I see mass protest, because it said what uproars of the people in the world. Millions of people globally and nationwide continue to participate in large-scale demonstrations over ongoing political, economic, and immigration concerns. Locally in Los Angeles, massive protests against ICE operations and federal detention policies have frequently occurred, occasionally escalating to standoffs that require street closures and law enforcement intervention. Yet the No Kings protests, anti-ICE demonstrations, Day Without Immigrants, and so on and so forth, man. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. More is about to happen. Look in France. No, that's it. I thought I seen something. Oh, that says France 24. Anti-immigration fury gripped South Africa. Marches in full swing across South Africa today. 2 hours ago, mass protests have broken out in the South African city, and more is happening, man. Look at all this. Siberia protests. At least 8 million march. Let's look at that one. We're just going to read the title. At least 8 million march in No Kings protest against Trump and his war with Iran. So we're seeing these things happening before our very eyes, man. This dude says, code red. Look, news. Find cover. It's over. Code red. Putin delivers emergency warning. Russia goes rogue. Riots again. We just riots. Uproars of the people and fuel shortages. I'm about to end it off. I gotta continue with work. So let me get this real quick. Let me get this. 2 Ezra 9 and verse 6. Even so, the times also the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. So that's how the end is going to come, through signs, which Yahweh Shai told us as well. The beginning of sorrows. So this is only what? The beginning. And it's only going to intensify. Matthew 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? We're going to jump down to verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Are we not seeing that? The war in Iran. fears of China invading Taiwan, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, so on and so forth. But it said what? See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. We're seeing, they're warning of famines. They're warning of shortages, whether it be from the Lord or whether the Lord does it through Esau Edom. And pestilences, we've seen that, and we're seeing more pestilences, man. And earthquakes, again, there's that earthquakes again in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. This is only the beginning, man. It's only going to intensify as we get closer and closer to the end. One more, and I'm going to end it off. 2 Ezra 16 and verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. It's not going to slack. It's only going to intensify and increase as we get closer and closer to the end. Signs before our very eyes. The Wadi Abashim Yahshai. Verse 39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. So that's what we're seeing, man. Stay vigilant, stay prayed up, and continue to be circumspect, and continue to link up what is going on within society with biblical prophecy. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the spirit, to the body, to the fold. Before I end it off, let the give all praise, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Chakwadash. Double honors always to the apostles, bishops, elders, great millstone. Until next time, Shalom.